Picture this. You crash land through a shrine roof, wake up with amnesia, and a flying sheep with horns starts rattling off your divine duties. Most people would ask for a sick day, but not Kaguya, our protagonist, who somehow manages to become the most dedicated municipal volunteer while literally saving the world. Welcome to Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, where ambition meets turnip farming in the most delightful way possible. After spending countless hours nurturing villages and romancing gods, yes, really, I can confidently say this Japanese-inspired entry reinvents what we love about Rune Factory. Gone are the generic Western fantasy trappings. Instead, we get sakura blossoms, autumn maples, and a cultural authenticity that breathes fresh life into familiar mechanics. Guardians of Azuma ditches the numbered sequel pressure and emerges stronger for it. The 4 floating islands, representing different seasons, aren't just pretty backdrops. They're living, breathing environments that respond to your care. Spring Village's cherry blossoms feel genuinely peaceful, while Winter Village's snow-laden architecture creates an atmosphere that makes you want to cozy up with hot cocoa. But here's where things get interesting. You're not just visiting these places, you're actively rebuilding them. The village development system struck me as surprisingly deep. I started with function over form planning. Admittedly, my villages looked like they were designed by a caffeinated squirrel, but watching NPCs move between settlements, eating meals I helped facilitate, creating genuine community connections, that's gaming magic right there. The exploration rewards curiosity beautifully. Hidden frog statues unlock recipes, Jizo statues provide quiet moments of reflection, and bow targets create engaging mini-challenges. Every corner holds something worth discovering, which kept me wandering long after completing main objectives. Previous Rune Factory games suffered from button-mashing syndrome. Combat felt more like obligation than entertainment. Guardians of Azuma changes this equation significantly, though not dramatically. The secondary weapon system transforms everything. Setting a bow as your backup weapon lets you seamlessly weave ranged attacks between sword combos. When bosses charge up AoE attacks, I'd leap away and still maintain pressure with precise shots. It's not revolutionary, but it adds enough tactical depth to keep encounters engaging. Sacred treasures provide another layer. These seasonal weapons consume rune points, but deliver devastating elemental damage. More importantly, they serve dual purposes, clearing environmental blight and opening new exploration areas. The Parasol waters 4x4 crop grids instantly. The fan harvests entire rows. Even outside combat, these tools feel meaningful and versatile. Still, combat remains relatively shallow. Most encounters boil down to dodge and slash patterns with occasional bow shots. Boss fights rarely demand specific strategies beyond patience and healing items. But honestly, I wasn't bothered. Combat serves its purpose without overstaying its welcome, letting other systems shine. 25 befriendable characters sounds overwhelming until you meet them. This cast represents Rune Factory's finest ensemble, thanks partly to phenomenal voice acting. Yuki Kaji, Junichi Suwabe, and others deliver standout performances, and partly to revamped relationship mechanics. The hanging out system replaces mindless gift-giving with meaningful interactions. Want to bond with someone? You might share a parasol on rainy days, go window shopping, or discuss specific topics they care about. Each character has preferences, making relationships feel organic rather than transactional. Bonding quests weave personal stories into the main narrative beautifully. Characters reference world events, interact with each other, and feel genuinely connected to Azuma's fate. I found myself sprinting across villages just to grab dinner with someone I'd spotted in the distance. These aren't just romance targets, they're friends worth caring about. But the real stars? The gods you awaken throughout your journey. Without spoiling their reveals, these deities feel less like powerful pantheon members and more like bickering siblings who've been ignoring each other's texts. They have nicknames, grudges, social anxiety, and money troubles. One owes someone cash, another gets easily distracted. Watching Kaguya step back to let their personalities shine creates some of the game's best moments. They're invested in saving the world, sure, but they're also relatable individuals with quirks and flaws. This approach elevates them from plot devices to genuine companions. The Builder mode represents Guardians of Azuma's greatest triumph. Moving structures, replanting crops, and redesigning layouts felt fluid and intuitive. When I unlocked new zones, reorganizing never felt like punishment. The game actively encourages experimentation. The top-down view deserves special praise. Pressing the right stick transforms perspective into grid-based precision planning, holding a while moving the cursor plants, waters, or harvests entire sections instantly. This quality of life improvement eliminates tedium while preserving the satisfaction of tending crops personally. Want a traditional farm instead? Sacred treasures make manual work rewarding. Using tools outside Builder mode advances their skill trees and sometimes provides bonus seeds or higher quality crops. The choice between efficiency and engagement stays firmly in player hands. Previous Rune Factory games tracked levels for everything: walking, sleeping, breathing, probably. Guardians of Azuma replaces this chaos with focused skill trees that actually make sense. Cooking experience goes into cooking abilities. Combat experience enhances fighting capabilities. Generic activities feed any tree you choose. This system provides clarity and customization that the old approach lacked. I could specialize in farming, combat, social activities, or balance everything evenly. Each choice felt meaningful rather than overwhelming. Rune Factory. Guardians of Azuma succeeds by respecting its heritage while embracing necessary evolution. The Japanese cultural inspiration feels authentic rather than superficial. The relationship mechanics create genuine emotional investment. The farming and building systems offer unprecedented player expression. Is it perfect? Not quite. Combat, while improved, remains fairly basic. Early game pacing can feel overwhelming with too many systems competing for attention. Some progression gates felt arbitrary rather than natural. But these complaints fade against the game's overwhelming strengths. This entry captures what makes Rune Factory special: the intersection of adventure, community, and personal growth, while polishing rough edges that previous games couldn't quite smooth. After logging serious hours across multiple villages, romancing various characters, and turning Azuma into my personal agricultural empire, I can say this confidently: Guardians of Azuma represents the series at its absolute peak. It's a game that understands the difference between content and meaning, between systems and soul. Whether you're series veteran or curious newcomer, this seasonal symphony of farming and friendship deserves your attention. Just don't blame me when you're still awake at 3 a.m., carefully arranging decorative stones while planning tomorrow's turnip harvest.